Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie Rance alongside TK Tommy Chrysan here on this Monday morning edition of Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. TK's over at Court Street Cafe in Port Allen, right downtown Port Allen, just across the Mississippi River Bridge from downtown Baton Rouge, just less than 5 minutes away. I am in an undisclosed location presented by Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Go to lasportshall.com. Get your tickets now. It will sell out for all the events in June, the Hall of Fame induction weekend, 7 events over 3 days. You can find out all that info on lasportshall.com. That's June 20th through 22nd up in Natchitoches and Alexandria. And we're presented by LeBear's Casino. LeBear's Casino, Foxworthy, the comedian, was there this past weekend, this past Saturday. Jeff Foxworthy, You ever saw him? You might be a redneck if you remember those.
Yeah, I've seen video or TV of his things. I haven't seen him in person. Also, Saturday night, Blackberry Smoke playing at the event center at LeBear's, and I got a couple of tickets in the old pocket. So
nice.
That'll happen Saturday. That's a great band. If you don't know about Blackberry Smoke, Google it, YouTube them. They're fantastic. Kind of an upbeat country thing.
Yeah, that's me. I got nothing on Blackberry Smoke. I don't know if I would know a song.
All right, no, you don't. But I don't know what that guy you like, Bruno Mars. So we're even. Okay. So look, Stephen Miller says the new Rougarou merchandise looks great.
Good, Stephen.
He's all fired up. You gotta get a hat, Steve, and get a shirt.
We got hats like this in black. We got hats like white, by the way.
Well, and speaking of that, if you go to the volleyball matches at the Most Blessed Sacrament School in Baton Rouge tonight, you'll be able to buy some Rougarou merchandise. See Rue the mascot. See a lot of members of the staff, including Ronnie. So you need to do that.
Yeah, between 5 and 8 tonight. Stop by Most Blessed Sacrament. Even if you can't come by, just walk in the gym, gymnasium right there, Most Blessed Sacrament, and get you some gear. All right, a lot to get to today. I mean, what a great weekend it was for LSU Gymnastics. They had been the bridesmaid 4 times prior in the last decade as far as finishing second. And then now they finally get over the hump and they become the bride. Just like LSU women did it last year, the gymnastics came down to the beam, which is a very difficult apparatus. We talked about it on Sports Shorts Daily. We had Susan Jackson on, the Hall of Fame gymnast, who explained to us the rotation, and that beam is not what you want to end on. It's just not. And they ended on the beam and also set a record for their best score on the beam. And so they did it in dramatic fashion. Huge crowd over in Fort Worth, Texas, watching LSU's gymnasts. And, for the second year or third year in a row, LSU led the nation in attendance at the PMAC this year for their home meets. You watched all 2 hours of it, TK. I'm sure that's the first time you've ever watched 2 hours of gymnastics. What was it like?
Well, first off, Mama Rance says she's watching in Portugal.
Oh, nice.
Mama Rance, they expanding Sports Shorts Daily around the globe. Okay?
Might be the first time we've had a click, and a link
from Portugal.
Portugal, I'll take it. Nice. Love you,
but
Mom.
No, Ronnie.
The land of Ronaldo, Tommy. If you didn't have that, the soccer great Ronaldo from Portugal.
Oh, okay. I heard of it. But no, Ronnie, gymnastics. I turned it on at 3:00. I wanted to watch. Kind of didn't know how much I would watch, being honest with you. I couldn't turn it off. When LSU Baseball came on at 4, that went to the phone. Although I got extra TVs, but I wanted to make it easy. But I'm going to tell you this, Ronnie. It was inspiring to see the incredible amount of talent. So much purple and gold in the stands, and the chants of LSU. And, and I know very little about gymnastics. I learned a lot from Susan Jackson, Louisiana Sports Hall of Famer, when she was on the radio with us the other day. But, Ryan, that beam, if you put that beam on the floor here at Court Street Cafe, I couldn't walk from here to that table without making some kind of problem. All right? But what a day for LSU Gymnastics. Jay Clark. It showed Dee Bro in the camera a couple of times, another Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame member. It was an incredible thing for LSU Gymnastics because in spite of all the success of 40-plus years of Dee Bro, the sellouts, the 12,000 people crowd, they had never won that national title. close many times. I want to say they lost by 3/10 of a point one year when D.D. Bro was the coach. I could be off. But it was amazing to see and see the excitement of that team because only 6 perform, but there's like 12 or 14 on the team. It was amazing, and wow, just go LSU, another way to further that brand nationwide, worldwide. And wow, I was captivated by that for 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I was keeping up with it on my and on Twitter and everything. And the LSU was favored. When they were favored because Oklahoma, the number 1 team in the country, wasn't got eliminated in the semis. But it's what a year for LSU athletics, right?
Well, in 15 months, Ronnie, they've won 3 national championships: women's basketball, baseball, gymnastics. And when are we going to give Scott Woodward a raise for him orchestrating all of this?
Right.
Okay. I mean, he's quickly going to become the greatest athletic director in the history of LSU, and there've been some very good ones.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible what they're doing, particularly in women's sports. I mean, you look at what women's sports are doing. The facilities for beach volleyball on campus. Not many people have that kind of facility. To look at what they've done, of course, in women's basketball and continue to do in women's basketball, and gymnastics leading, in the nation. I mean, women's basketball had almost 10,000 season ticket holders. Softball, of course, is always ranked, and Beth Tarina just picked up a milestone victory over the weekend. The softball coach for LSU. She surpassed Yvette Gerard for most wins at LSU as a head coach. I think 572 or something like that at the time. So she's got more wins as an LSU coach than Yvette Gerard had as an LSU coach. And so it's just it's amazing. I guess softball's next, right, Tommy? In the sense that they've had some great teams. They've gone to the World Series. They've never won it. Never really came close to winning it. And so I guess at some point softball is going to probably be the one to get over that hump. LSU's women's golf team is all rolling as well. So it's pretty impressive. And track and field, my goodness. I mean, LSU's women's track.
Well, that's been impressive for 40 years.
It was a small version of impressive, but yet it was. LSU Baseball knocked off Missouri and won 2 out of 3 on the road. Games 1 and games 3, completely dominant pitching. LSU, with Gage jumped it. He had his best game of the year, had the best game of the year for an LSU pitcher all season long. 14 punch-outs, 1 walk in 7 innings. And then Griffin Herring coming in out of the bullpen, 5 innings, slamming the door, no runs, or 1 run, 1 hit, or 2 hits. And just dominant performance by him. And it's time for him to start. I was actually surprised he didn't start on Sunday, Tommy, when he was available, didn't throw Friday, Saturday in relief. I would have thought he would have started on Sunday, but it worked out. Saturday, though, is one of those games where if they don't get into an NCAA regional and they're right there, 1 win away, that's going to be a game they're going to look back on. Not that they had chances to win and blew leads in other games, but that game, that's a bad Missouri team. Missouri's hitting 205. They came in hitting under 210. They left hitting. They're hitting 205 in the SEC as Missouri, dead last by a lot. And for LSU to have 3 home runs on Saturday, Travinsky, White, Jones, all homered, and you lose that game, whew, that's going to be one that you're going to really look back on and go, that's the one. If you end up with, 11 wins and you needed 12, or 12 wins, you needed 13.
Well, we said it Friday. They got to win all 3. Take them one at a time, whatever. But you got to win all 3. They got 2, and you're right. We may look back at Saturday, April 20th, as being a day of, man, that one got away. Now, you got Pickle State coming into town, but then you got Auburn this weekend in Baton Rouge, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Auburn got swept by Mississippi State this past weekend. So you got to get all 3 of those. And if you get 5 out of 6 counting Missouri, Auburn, you're gonna help yourself a lot. Let's just put it that way. Nobody knows the future holds, but man, it was the Gage Jump Griffin Herring show. Something tells me Herring's starting next Sunday. Okay, I get a little, no bird in the sky told me that, but it's going to be Jump and then Holman, and I think it'll be Herring next Sunday. And let and let Ackenhausen come into the league. My guess is Johnson went Ackenhausen over Griffin because, I mean, Ackenhausen is a key reason why they won a national championship last year. His performance down the stretch, and in particular in Omaha. So, something tells me that may happen. We'll see.
I would say that they have to sweep Auburn. I mean,
Yes.
you got to sweep somebody, and this is your best bet. Auburn is 2-16. 2-16. You get them at home. You just came off of your first big win. You had two pitchers that were lights out. Like, you have got to sweep Auburn this weekend. If you sweep Auburn, then you go to 8-13. I'm trying to get you to 13 wins to guarantee us, LSU a spot. 12, they probably have a 20% chance, 25% chance maybe of still getting in. But if we can get to 13, we're in. So in order to get to 13, you got to win 8 of the next 12 games. You got to go 8-4 in the next 12 games. You're going to face the number 1 team or number 2 team in the country in A&M. So it ain't going to be that one, right? You're not sweeping that one. You're not going to probably even win that series. So you got to sweep somebody. You got to get 8 wins. You got to sweep somebody. And so Auburn's your best bet. If you get there and then all of a sudden now you're at 8 wins and you got to figure out a way to win 5 of the last 9. 5 of the last 9. You're not going to sweep A&M. You got to hope that you can win 1 against A&M and then figure out a way to win 4 of 6 against Mississippi State and Alabama. Mississippi State and Alabama are not very good teams. So you got there. But
and that's clearly it in the big picture.
You have to sweep Auburn, because if not, Tommy, then you got to do something that's very unlikely. And that is, if you don't sweep Auburn, then you're going to have to win 6 of 9. You got to go 6-3. And oh, by the way, 3 of those 9 are against the number 1 team in the country. So, I mean, if you get swept by A&M, then you got to sweep Mississippi State and sweep Alabama. Those things aren't going to happen. We got to think realistically. Winning series are realistic. Taking 1 against A&M is realistic. Winning a series against State and a series against Alabama is realistic. So if you get 5 wins there, 1 win against A&M, 2 against Mississippi State, 2 against Alabama, that's 5 wins. That means I got to be at 8 wins to take advantage of that, which means I got to sweep Auburn to get to 8. So it's maddening that they didn't take care of business and sweep Missouri over the weekend when you had 3 home runs in that game and you had Holman on the mound. But Holman got rocked and the bullpen was shaky and you lost 9-8.
Holman had a rough day. Serious question from Byron. Why wouldn't Neal be in the lineup? Shouldn't we try to keep him out of the transfer portal? Well, I mean, Milazzo, they have a better record when Milazzo's in the game. Okay, I don't know how else to say that they have a better record, huh?
Milazzo is better defensively and a better hitter right now than Neal. Like, Neal's going to maybe play in the big leagues one day, but like right now at Neal, who should have been in high school last year. Remember, he came out early. So this young kid who's 18, 19 years old is not the best option behind the plate. And you got to win now. And you got a pitching staff who can't throw strikes. And Milazzo's way better defensive catcher than Neal. If you watch Neal this year, he has struggled behind the plate. And so, like, and Neal, as good as he should be as a hitter, he's not. And Milazzo, as bad as he looks, his average is still better. And so I think that they're doing what they got to do to win, right? Worried about the portal. They're not worried about big leagues. They're not worried about potential. They're worried about trying to get to 13 wins. And Milazzo gives them their best chance to get to 13 wins because they got pitchers who struggle throwing strikes. And they lead the SEC in wild pitches, which means the ball's in the dirt. And Milazzo's the best defensive catcher they have.
He's clearly the best defensive catcher. That's not close. He's hit a lot better than anybody thought he would this year, or any of us thought he would.
Or even.
Yeah, and so, I mean, and their record with Milazzo catching is pretty good. I wouldn't take him out of the lineup. Let Neal go play left field or let him DH or whatever, until he shows me he can hit SEC pitching.
Let Milazzo catch, let Travinsky DH, and then just put Neal as the backup catcher and put Neal in there in the outfield in the pinch hit. That's it. Until Neal gets hot swinging the bat, there's nothing even to talk about. He hasn't been hot in SEC play.
All right, Ron, I got a question for you from Chris Dickingham. How can I buy that Rug hat?
He knows how. Go to BRRugaroo.
Huh?
Go to brrugaroo.com. He knows where to get it. Let's see here. What do we got? We got LSU Baseball. By the way, tomorrow, Nichols, myself, Lynn Rollins will be on the call. This weekend, I think it's going to be all like radio broadcast over feed for the Auburn series. The Pelicans, man, that was one that got away. Hunter McCann, our Pelicans expert, said that the Pels can be 2-2. It's anybody's series. And the Pels had a chance last night.
We got to get a shirt made about that.
That's right.
If they go 2-2, they got a chance.
Yeah. There's 30 seconds to go, tie ball game. The freaking Oklahoma City Thunder hit an impossible shot. And then from there, the disappointing thing was the Pelicans down 2 with the basketball with 14 seconds to go. The best they could do was a 29-foot buzzer shot by McCollum at the end. I mean, like, you had 14 seconds to run offense and get 1 or 2 shots and you get a Hail Mary. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, get credit Oklahoma City defense at the end of that game.
And they'll play again Wednesday night in Oklahoma City. So a couple of nights off to get regroup. And they're Oklahoma City Thunder 7.5-point favorite this Wednesday night.
What were they last night as far as favorites?
8.5, and I missed that. I laid the 8.5 thinking, they were just a lot better than the Pelicans. But so I missed that one. That happens. But Wednesday night, next Pelicans game.
NFL draft is Thursday. That'll be the first round. We'll have Joel Davis will join us on Wednesday to talk some NFL draft. Saints at the moment, 14th overall. It's expected that they're going to take an offensive lineman, but yet there's a couple other people. Everybody's got to be a little different. You can't just go chalk. There's a couple people that think there's a chance that they take Brian Thomas, the Walker High product out of LSU, with the 14th pick. There's at least one publication that has that, but everywhere else has them taking offensive line unless they move up, unless they trade up, which the Saints have been known to do. They've been traded up. Baton Rouge Rougarou golf tournament coming up May 6th, Monday, May 6th. If you want tickets, come play in the golf tournament. Individuals, foursomes. It's a fundraiser for the Baton Rouge Youth Baseball Coalition, a nonprofit. All the proceeds will go to that. It's a $600 entry for a foursome, so a very affordable golf tournament. You're going to get some Rougarou swag with that. So go ahead and put that in. You can also buy a whole sign or whatever to help support the cause for the Baton Rouge Youth Baseball Coalition. That's going to be Monday, May 6th, 10 a.m., Greystone Golf and Country Club. How about today? Right now, it's literally like 60 degrees outside, 59, 60 degrees outside. Tom, where the heck did this come from? End of April in Baton Rouge, that it was in the 50s this morning. I woke up, my house was cold.
Mine too. I mean, it was crazy, but I like it. It's a beautiful day. Hope everybody enjoys it. One other thing I got to mention, Ron, Steven brought it up a little earlier. This week on the PGA Tour, a guy named Scheffler won the tournament.
Bro.
Is he on a roll or what?
Not over yet. They got to finish today, huh?
Oh, did it? I thought he won.
Yeah, no. He was suspended. The weather. Scheffler was on the 15th hole, or he completed 15. There's about like 8.
No, it's over. It's over.
There's like 8 golfers that are on the course right now. But Scheffler got 5 lead going into today.
He's kind of been on a roll.
Yeah, here's the thing I'll say about that. Until that round is complete.
No, it's already done. Byron just chimed in. I thought it was done when I looked this morning.
Okay.
The tournament is done. Scheffler wins.
So did they just not have a round today, or they finished it this morning?
Can't answer that, but when I looked this morning and made my notes for our show here, it was over.
All right. Well, I remember. I know yesterday it was suspended. Last night it was suspended, so they must have finished it this morning, or they just banged it. But anyway, they couldn't have just banged it. They had to finish it.
Yeah,
but the thing about Scheffler is that, until it was official, that dude could roll out. Gets the phone call. He said he's rolling out. I mean, the guy was willing to roll out.
Finished earlier today. Okay, Byron Painter, the old partner from Alexandria, says that. Yeah, it's done. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Scheffler had a 5-shot lead going into the last 3 holes or whatever today. But I mean, it was sketchy for those that had to bet because I mean, what if his wife went into labor last night or today or whatever? I mean, like he was willing to leave the Masters, so of course he's willing to leave anything else. So, but he's not going to be playing in the Zurich this week. But Rory McIlroy is for the very first time. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, we didn't even mention that to Zurich over there at TPC of Louisiana in Avondale, of all places. So we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. And of course, when we do, we'll be back Friday. And we got radio changes this week a little bit. 9 to 11 this coming Saturday morning. I know it's a little early to throw that out there, but I did anyway.
By the way, on Wednesday is the Celebrity Pro-Am over at the Zurich. Roger
And of
Clemens.
course, you're playing in it, right?
No, I'm not. Didn't get that call.
You're not playing with Roger?
No.
Your old pal?
Rocket. They just wanted the real Rocket, not the bottle Rocket. But so the Rockets playing on Wednesday. Of course, usually like Sean Payton will play over the years, or Drew Brees will play. I'm not sure if any of them are out there, but I know Roger Clemens will be there. So if you're a baseball fan, go check out Wednesday. The weather's supposed to be great. It's only supposed to be like a day of cool, and then it's going to heat back up to the 80s with the high. Hall of Fame golf tournament, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Tournament is going to be May 14th, 13th, 14th. 13th is the party, 14th is the golf, 10 a.m. up in Alexandria at Oak Wing. So go check it out over there at lasportshall.com. We will have a great field. Plus, it's an awesome course. The course is in fantastic shape. Oak Wing, if you haven't played it, in the middle of the state. All right, TK, tell us about Court Street as we get out of here.
Hey, breakfast, lunch, dinner. We got the full-service bar. A lot of lunch specials, dinner specials, drink specials. Jason and the staff do a super job here. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. They do a great job posting everything. They're on Court Street in Port Allen, as you said, Ronnie. You come over to Mississippi River Bridge, you're minutes from the parking lot at Court Street Cafe. A lot of people out on a big patio this morning with this beautiful weather. Court Street Cafe, Port Allen. It's our home on Mondays for Sports Shorts Daily. And been doing it for many years here. You folks need to come check them out.
Congratulations to Coach Clark and also to Dee Bros. A great moment watching them hug after the trophy presentation when Dee Bro went on to the mat and got to hug and have a moment with Coach Clark, who she hired as her assistant away from Georgia back in the day. And then you know, the girls all embraced Dee, many of which she recruited and stuff. So that was a really neat moment. You know, it's like when LSU won the national championship in baseball for the first time when I was a freshman in 1991. You know, that was a title not just for that team, but for everybody who came before. You know, before 91, especially the teams that went to Omaha, the 4 teams that went to Omaha in 86, 87, 89, and 90 that hadn't won it. This was kind of for them, and that's kind of how this whole gymnastics team was. The 4 times that they had finished second in the last decade, this was for them and for everybody that, you know, for 50 years laid the groundwork of gymnastics. So it was a really neat moment. You can check it out on social media. And then they had a big celebration outside their practice facility yesterday when they arrived in Baton Rouge. For Tommy Christ, I'm Ronnie Rance. We'll be back on Wednesday morning for more Sports Shorts Daily around 9 a.m. Until then, please like and share this video and have a great day.